Credit cards are the end of the U.S. economy. Just kidding, just kidding. But credit card balances are pretty high. It just surpassed $1 trillion, which is a record, but it's not from another chart we were looking at. It's a record from the last couple of years, but when you look at the last, let's say 100 years, you zoom out, really out from our economy, it's not that bad compared to the average. We've seen worse. Credit card balances have been at a worse point. But an interesting point right now.
But it shot up really high, you know,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a big jump. It's not like, oh, that's a easy jump. Like, psh.
Yes, definitely. It shot up out of nowhere for sure. So it is pretty high. That in such a short period of time, everything shot up in such a short period of time. Ever since 2020, the mini recession, pandemic recession, that lasted like a month or two, and then everything just went up like that.
Yeah, printing.
Yeah, it's and then the balances right now are at an average of basically $6,000. So ask your friends or comment down below.
Or do you?
Or what type of balance do you have? Just if you want to share, comment below. I have X amount. Do you have more? Do you have less than 6,000? Because I know definitely a lot of people have more than 6,000, closer to the 10, 15, 20, even 30,000 in credit card balances or debt.
And if you're watching, pay it off. If you can't do all of it, start paying it off, because don't you realize there's a high interest rate on those guys? So I used to be in that trap with credit cards. I think I had close to 12,000 in 2 different credit cards. And that was the part that was screwing me over, was because I was only paying the minimum, thinking, oh, this is what it says I should technically pay and I'll be okay. But it kept growing and growing. So the longer you hold it, the more that amount is going to grow, and it feels like it's never paying off.
Yeah, with this type of stuff, with credit card balances, you probably heard the term compound interest. And when it comes to investing, it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. Over time, you invest, your money grows. But the same thing happens with credit cards, but for the company. But for you, it's negative compound interest, where just like he was paying the minimum payment, you just make the minimum payment. Yeah, it's okay. So you're in good standings with the bank, and your credit doesn't drop, but it still will drop. Honestly, it still will drop because your balance is so high, and then you're not going to pay it off. If you have, let's say, 6,000 and you're paying the minimum,
and you're maxed out on the card, that's going to drop your points.
Yeah,
I think there's like a 20% or less you have to be in your credit cards.
Yeah,
to be having good standings.
I mean, the goal obviously should be 0, but
I use my credit card for everything because of security reasons. I don't want them. Thing. Yeah, if I ever get my credit card stolen or whatever, it's the bank's money. It's not my personal money, so that's their problem. That's why I use it, but I pay it off every week. Every week I check and I pay it off, because I used to be like that, and that was the worst.
Yeah, because it's gonna take forever, because the interest rates on those bad boys are like 20, 25.
That's how banks make money. That's how banks make money. And it's pretty funny, because banks, they generate 20% interest rate, and you get on your balance 0.1%.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And the biggest thing with credit cards, Black Friday just passed, Cyber Monday. It's the end of the year when people spend, and then January comes and there's nothing left in the bank. But a lot of people are doom spending. It's an article that I was reading, and basically what that means is a lot of people know, like, if you ask 10 people, 9 out of 10 are going to tell you, yeah, the economy is not doing great. But even with that in mind, behind their head, knowing that, to buy a house is expensive, to buy cars is expensive, everything's expensive, groceries are expensive, they're still spending. It was a record. We went up 7.5% from last year, almost 10 billion in sales just on Black Friday, not on Cyber Monday, not on the Saturday, Sunday, just Black Friday alone.
Did you see that on social media there was a lot of people posting that some of the stores were empty?
Yeah,
and that's because there's an online, you said, online sales. Yeah, so if you go to the store, maybe it wasn't as crazy wherever you're at, because a lot of people were posting on either Instagram or X, like, what do you mean? Like, we're in a recession, look how empty the stores is. Well, actually, it's not. And there's another stat on Cyber Monday, because what Joshua was talking about was Black Friday. Cyber Monday, which is pretty much the next day, they had a crazy record, not by credit cards, but buy now, pay later, which basically is like a credit card. It was the highest percentage. It was in the high 40s of more people used it compared to the previous year. Over 940 million people on Cyber Monday. I mean, that's how much it was spent on Cyber Monday, 42%. So let's say they already maxed out on Black Friday credit cards. Then on Cyber Monday, they still wanted to doom spend, and they went to buy now, pay later. That's when you think, like, okay, if a recession does come, those are the people that's going to be extremely painful because they're thinking, they're only thinking, I could pay X amount a month and I could afford it. But what if a recession comes and you lose your job and that income drops half or all of it is gone? That's where it's going to hurt the most, a recession. These people that are spending too much.
Yes. So only because, like I said, doing spending, people know stuff is not, the economy is not in the best place, but they're buy now, pay later, the credit card debts. And yes, maybe they do make more now than they did 2 or 3 years ago, but they're also spending a lot more, as we can see in a lot of these graphs. People are spending
the stores
a
were
lot
packed.
more.
At Best Buy, it was 2-hour wait for the checkout. And I was just like, I wanted to buy just an Apple TV because I'm moving to a new apartment. And I was like, I'm not going to wait in line. I just ordered it online and picked it up the next day. But 2-hour wait.
I did that at Walmart. I picked up some stuff. I did the drive up where they're in the back. We're in Cerritos.
Yeah.
And it wasn't faster, actually. There was a bunch of cars and a bunch of people waiting because now the new thing is buying online. And people are all pissed, mad because they have their trunks open. They're like, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And so, yeah, it's a new world we live in.
Yeah. Hopefully you're not like this. It's always so important to live below your means. That's what is going to trap you, and it's never going to make you excel in life because you're paying attention to your peers, or you have this mentality, I'm going to spend now because who knows if I'm going to, a lot of people do tell me that I've got to spend now because who knows when I'm going to die or what's going to happen. I'd rather just enjoy life now. Yes, you should enjoy life, but there's consequences to that. And right now, when you're young, if you spend most of your money on that, you're going to be trapped. Eventually, if you're going to get married, you're going to have kids, and you're still going to have those bad spending habits. How are you going to be able to afford a house? How are you going to be able to afford the necessities that your kids need? It's important to start now. It's like a diet. It's important to start now and not wait when you're 60 to try to fix your overall health. It's a lot harder, and it's not much time left for you to figure out how to have a better life in the end.
Yeah. And just like you said, as long as you live within your means. Me and my fiance, we saw the deals. We got a new TV, $200, which is an amazing deal.
Then it was big, huh?
65-inch at Walmart. Yeah, it's pretty good. And after we got a PS5 and a Nintendo Switch. That was pricier. Yeah. With everything, the TVs and the Switch and the PS5 is $1,000. But the thing is, we're living within our means because we have a lot of money saved. We're living within our means. My birthday is coming up. Her birthday just passed. Our wedding is coming up. So we thought, let's treat ourselves. We can afford it. Let's do it. I did buy it on credit because fraud and because the points I get back. But as soon as I bought it on credit, I paid it off. Same thing happened with the table we just bought. We just bought a new dining table. Bought it on credit for the same reasons. If for whatever reason there's issues with the payment, they try to steal my money, whatever, I can call the bank. They'll return my money for fraud, and then I get points back and whatever. It's good.
But you have a budget, right?
I have a budget. I paid it off automatically.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't budget and they just spend.
I'll pay it off later.
Yeah. That's, you should enjoy life. Like me, it wasn't until I learned to budget. Now I understand I have this amount of money coming in. These are the stuff that I'm going to spend on necessities. And this is a little extra. As long as I'm, keeping it for my savings, investments. And then I have this play money that I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
If it's more relaxing.
Yeah, that's the best decision you guys can make when it comes to spending. And I think for everyone that's watching, just in conclusion, is live within your means, have a budget so you know what you can or cannot spend. If you want to enjoy life and you can afford certain things, you want to go on 10 vacations a year, you can afford it, great. If you can afford one, go to one, pay it off. Don't buy now vacation and pay it later. Because how are you going to go to the next vacation if you still owe your previous one? So make smart decisions, spend your money right, and save that money. We'll see you guys in the next episode.